Hi all, so on the bench today I thought I'd do a little video about this particular guitar. This is a really cool, for those of you that don't know, Wilko Johnson signature model. I've got to be honest, and I've never actually seen one of these before in the flesh, so this is a really cool guitar. Wilko Johnson, obviously of Dr. Feelgood and latter the Blockheads fame, plus many others obviously. Really cool player, really cool guitar. This guitar's come in for a bit of a setup and needs a little bit of work doing to it. New set of strings as well. Going to put some Ernie Ball hybrids on, which are a 9 to 46, so starting off like a set of super slinkies, but ending up like a set of regular slinkies, so a little bit heavier at the bottom. Issue with the guitar is at the moment there's a little bit too much relief in the neck, should I say. So that needs adjusting, but we'll put the new strings on first to see how that adjusts things on its own. So first things first, let's get the old strings off, clean it all up, and then see where we go from there. Okay, so I've taken the strings off this guitar. However, what you'll notice on this particular model is there's no truss rod adjustment at the top of the neck, which is what I need to adjust to take some of the relief out of the neck. So the scratch plate has to come off and the adjustment will be just here at the bottom of the neck. So if I just take that last screw out, when I remove the scratch plate, you can just see the adjustment is just there. Now unfortunately, because the neck pickup is properly in the way, I need to remove the neck to be able to get at the adjustment to take the relief out. So my next job is going to be to take the neck off. Okay, so the neck is now taken off the guitar. There we go. So there's the neck. You'll probably see a little bit better now. There's the adjustment for what I need to do. For anybody that hasn't seen it in a neck pocket before, there you go. So that all screws in there and is held on by the neck plate there and 4 screws. So what I need to do now is take some of the relief out of this neck. So basically I just need to tighten that. So that's my next job. So I've adjusted the neck now, I've just tightened that a little bit. So next job is I've got to put the neck obviously back onto the guitar, put some new strings on and see how that's all worked out, see if that's all okay. What I have just noticed though, which I hadn't seen before, is it's actually got a Wilko signature on the back of the headstock too. So that's proper cool. Right, so just screw the neck back on the guitar. And then I can carry on with restringing it. Right, so I've made the adjustments to the neck, put that back on. Took the opportunity to give it a good clean as well while I got that all apart. Obviously it makes a lot more sense and much easier to do it with the strings off. So my next job now is just to string it up and then see if any more adjustment needs to be done with the neck or whether all has gone well. These machine heads on this guitar are top loaders. It's based on a 1960s style Telecaster, hence the bottom adjustment for the truss rod. And these type of machine heads, as opposed to going through, they drop down and then go around. Keeps everything nice and clean and tidy. Got to admit, they are my favourite type of machine head, largely because of the aesthetic. It's also just a 3 saddle guitar, so you've got 1 saddle for the E and the A, 1 saddle for the D and the G, and 1 saddle for the B and the E. So you're never going to get the intonation perfect on a guitar like this. Always a bit of a compromise, but you can generally get it pretty close, and certainly close enough for most. Right, so I've got the new strings on. I have had to take the neck off once more just to do a little bit more adjustments. It wasn't quite enough relief being taken out. I'm guessing that the strings that were on it before were probably 10s, where these are now just sort of a 9 to a 10. So not quite so much tension on this fretboard as there was before. So it wouldn't have been pulling it up as much as the old one was. So I had to do a little bit more of adjustment just to compensate for that. So that's all good now. As you can see, it's all strung up. It's all looking nice and clean. The adjustments I just need to do now are at the saddle end. See if I can get the action a little bit closer to the fretboard, nearer to the body, and see how that pans out. So what I do is get the action as low as possible to start with, so the string isn't really playing properly. And obviously, like I say, this saddle is acting for the E and the B, E and the A, sorry. So what I'll do now is start to pitch it back up a little bit higher, just till it starts to ring clearly. And then that's about as low as it's going to get. Okay, so that's the E and A sorted out. I just need to go through the other strings and get their height adjusted too. Okay, so all the action is set, the neck's all okay now, the saddle heights are all okay. So the last job that I need to do with regards to playability on the guitar is adjust the intonation. So as I said, the thing with these guitars is you only have 3 saddles. So instead of a modern guitar, well, not too modern, but you know, generally most guitars nowadays have a saddle per string, so you can adjust the intonation perfectly to make sure that all strings are in tune. With these, you got 1 saddle for every 2 strings, so you need to find like a sweet spot between the 2 strings to get the intonation as close as you can. Okay, the G is a little bit sharp, and the D is also a touch sharp, so that's good because that will adjust both of them the same. So as the strings are a bit sharp, they need to be lengthened to make them a little bit flatter. So to do that, I just need to tighten as best as I can this saddle. Yeah, okay, so the G and the D are good, and then just the A and the E. So the guitar, the intonation is all sorted, the action at the body is all perfect now, and the relief in the neck is all good. So the last job I'm just going to do is give it one final clean over, and it'll all be ready to go. Okay, so there we go. One super cool, in my opinion, Wilko Johnson signature model Fender Telecaster. Not really much different to any sort of standard old Telecaster, to be fair, apart from obviously it's got a red scratch plate on it, but the spec I believe is pretty much the same. I don't think there's anything altered. So anyway, all the action's been sorted, the neck's been sorted, all is good with the guitar now. I'll plug it in and show you what it sounds like. So that's the neck pickup, and then you got the bridge pickup sound. So there you go. Another guitar, all done, all ready for the customer. Thanks for watching.